for more on the speed camera ban, we're joined live this morning by CTV public safety analyst, former OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis. Chris, always appreciate your time. Your sense on this, as Beatrice was mentioning, people seem okay with them in front of school zones, but maybe not at 3 o'clock in the morning when there's not a whole lot of traffic necessarily. Where do you come down on this idea of completely getting rid of speed cameras?
Well, good morning, Nick, and good to see you. I didn't agree at all with the decision to remove the speed cameras. I think some municipalities turned it into a cash grab, like bearing in mind the comments the Mayor of Toronto made. It certainly sounded that way. Other municipalities, not at all. But these things did pay for themselves. Ultimately, people were going to speed. There's one in my town near our house in front of a school. And I'll tell you, when you're driving down that road, nobody is speeding. My wife got a ticket there at one point when it first went up. She'd never speed again there, at least, and certainly nor would any of her friends or neighbors that she told about getting the ticket. So I think the Chiefs of Ontario really showed that statistically they do work. And when they don't, then ultimately people are going to pay them. For them. But municipalities now spend a bunch of money in some cases, and all taxpayer dollars, and then more taxpayer dollars coming to fund whatever the replacement is. I think it was really a lesson in futility in terms of the move by the province on this thing.
Mm-hmm. And the province is now talking about spending $210 million, Chris, on other sort of types of enforcement, signage, speed bumps, roundabouts, things along those lines. But really, the camera was there 24/7. Yes, at 3 o'clock in the morning, it seemed odd, but you can't always have, people always say, oh, where's the officer when I need them? This was there enforcing all the time. Right now, the situation now is, hey, I can basically take my chances on speeding.
That's right. And I mean, the bottom line is it should never be about making money. The goal should be that the camera never goes off because people are aware it's there and they slow down, and so nobody's speeding. That's the goal. It's not about, oh, we're going to make a bunch of money. It should be about safety of our children, safety of everybody that travels those streets and sidewalks. So, the whole idea, well, this is just a cash grab, it just doesn't fly with me. But ultimately, now municipalities are going to have to come up with money because that $210 million or whatever it is of taxpayer dollars is not going to fund everything for every municipality. And having police officers sit in front of schools all the time is not a good way to spend money, taxpayer money again, when there's so much else they have to do and there's not enough people generally to go around to do it. So these cameras at least gave some relief, maybe saved some lives, and paid for themselves ultimately if people wanted to do what they did. And so now we don't have that anymore. And I think it's sad.
So do you, as our public safety analyst, do you think that this has weakened public safety in this province?
I do think it has, ultimately. Some argue that, well, these cameras kept going off so people weren't speeding down or slowing down. We don't know how many people slowed down. We only know how many people didn't. And there may, any one of those people that slowed down may have saved the life of a kid because they didn't speed, didn't lose control, and didn't run up on a sidewalk and kill somebody. These things are tough to measure. Sometimes you're kind of guessing, but ultimately I think it has weakened public safety from a traffic speeding perspective. And I don't think that's right, but it's done.
Okay, listen, Chris, always appreciate your perspective. Thanks so much. CTV public safety analyst Chris Lewis joining us live. Thanks, Chris.